Hello, this is Jeff at Foliotek, Director of Product Development, and what I wanted to do was give you sort of a training combination demonstration video on Foliotek to help you better understand not only Foliotek the product, but the career success content that is put in Foliotek, and maybe some of the advantages that is gained because there is a marriage between Foliotek and the career success content. The first screen you are seeing is my own personal Foliotek, what we call the identity page. It's your online virtual brand. I've got my own URL here. Anybody I share this URL with has access to my Foliotek ID page. And what's great about these ID pages is it gives a brief intro to who I am, so it's sort of your elevator pitch. And then you can connect some other major works that you've done, maybe a link to a portfolio. In this case, I've got my Hangout interviews I do, blog, my portfolio account actually. I can connect to my social networks like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, so if somebody were to get access, I share them my identity page, they could quickly gain access to my Instagram account and other social networks. But they also have access to projects that I've constructed, which are more a deep dive into who I am. If I take a look at Julie Pearson, she's another person we've created with an identity page. It's similar. So here's Julie's intro paragraph. She also has connection to a website, a blog she has. We see her school experience, some work experience that she has. We actually, in her account, we see a link to her resume, but she also has projects that she is showcasing. Each one of these projects is a little bit deeper dive into her capabilities or how her curricular and co-curricular experiences translate into that employment market, which we're so concerned about. So in this case, she's telling a narrative about leadership and organization and how those skills were developed in various facets of the things that she's done while she was in the school. And each one of these projects can do something similar to that. However, this particular student wants to showcase that information. Other examples, I have Elijah Pierce here, same idea, projects, resume, elevator pitch, Kelly Briggs, Rex Jones. You can see how each of these identity pages is unique to that individual, has a similar construct, but they all have the power to tell this deep, rich narrative about that user's experiences and how they translate into the real world, into the employment area. Let's take a look at how we got there. So this is the end product that we want students to be able to produce, an identity page with projects and a resume. It's very rich. But in order to get there, they have to start somewhere. And so that's where the Career Success Program is so powerful when it connects with Foliotek, because it helps the student go through the process of making these connections, helps them do the discovery. Do you want to find the job that you think you really want as you start out college? How do you build your personal brand and develop something that's rich and constructive that you want to showcase to various audiences? How do you develop skills for careers? How do you build out your career portfolio, and how do you do networking and actually go through the interviewing process? The Career Success Program tremendously helps out a student go through that process and really develop that skill set. What's great about putting that content inside of Foliotek is as the student goes through this content, we can help them build out this identity page, build out the projects they're eventually going to showcase, because it's the learning process that you go through that's going to help you develop the rich product that you can show with an audience. And that's what's really powerful, because if you go through the process, you're prepared, you're equipped, you're set to actually go into those interviews, and before you even get an interview, you have a rich product that you can showcase that tells this narrative, that tells your story. So when I'm in Foliotek and I'm looking at the Career Success Program, very similar to how it was constructed inside of the Excel platform. So as I click on each milestone, I'll see a listing of the activities that are tied to each of these milestones, and those activities are broken up into walkthroughs, practices, assignments. Each milestone has some type of LinkedIn activity, as well as a quiz that finishes up each particular milestone. These are all very similar, as I said, to the Excel process. What we've done, though, is we've baked in some things that make it a little easier for the student to consume. So in this case, the video is directly in line with the content the student's trying to consume. We've got the documents that the students need to view and download and interact with baked into that same page. They don't have to navigate to another location to actually get to this information. If the student needs to upload any kind of work, they can easily drag and drop that work onto this page, or click this link here and it would open up their file explorer so they can add those documents into this particular activity. They would ultimately submit to a professor for some type of evaluation if the school wishes that, or maybe they're just doing this as a self-paced product. So they're walking through this on their own, but not really submitting anything to anybody, in which case the quizzes at the end are very relevant because they will walk the student through the process of, did you actually learn what we wanted you to learn going through this particular milestone? As a matter of fact, one of the accounts you may or may not have had access to is Julie Pearson, and if I bump into Julie's account here, I can see that she's actually completed some of these activities. So as you complete an activity, it marks the activity as green. As you complete a quiz, it tells you how many of the answers you got correct or incorrect. In this case, you got 12 and 15 correct, and actually will let Julie know which questions did you get wrong, so she can better understand what she needs to address moving forward in building out her online brand and building out her projects. If I buzz back into this other account that I was just in a minute ago, in addition to the standard activities that you see here that were also a part of the Excel platform, we have sort of beefed them up to take advantage of some of the features inside of Foliotek. So, for example, in assignments 2 and 3 in Build Skills for Any Career, in this particular case, the student is not only doing an assignment, they're actually constructing a Foliotek project. Now again, a Foliotek project is this unique artifact that tells a story about that student's experience. So this is a rich way for a student to really convey information about how did you learn what you learned, how did you develop leadership in organization. And in this case, this assignment actually walks you through that learning process. We have reflective prompts the student needs to go through and respond to help them develop what kind of content am I going to put inside of this particular project. Hit the go button and the student goes through the process of adding pages and adding material to those pages that tell that story. Any kind of material they want to add. They could add images, they could add text, they could add links to other web pages, they could embed information from other websites like a SlideShare app or a Prezi or something like that. So the project takes artifacts that you've already constructed and allows you to tell that narrative around those artifacts to a potential audience. So we've done that with both Assignment 2 and Assignment 3 inside of the Build Skills for Any Career milestone. We've also added or tweaked an existing activity inside of Develop a Personal Brand, which walks the student through the process of building their online identity inside of Foliotek. So this is where they're going to go to a different link in the top navigation outside of this Career Success program that makes use of some Foliotek features. So let's take a look at that. We're going to jump to this particular icon, which takes us to the ID page, or the identity page that we call it in Foliotek. And from here, you can actually build your online brand. So I have some templates that I could start from if the student wanted to do that. If they didn't want to start with a template, they could actually use our image repository to choose an image that they feel best represents who they are and the message that they're trying to convey to a particular audience. We have algorithms built in place so that when you pick an image, we actually recommend color schemes for the content area of your identity page that make it look better. Students could come in here, edit their information, and start to begin to add in their elevator pitch and add in projects. So this first actual step that the student goes through inside of their career success of building out their identity page is just the first step. This is, as you know, with career success, it's all a process. So let's get you started building out your ID page. You don't have any projects yet, But in the next milestone, you're going to create some projects. And then when we get to career portfolio and resume, you're actually going to add those projects into your identity page. So ultimately you end up with something like this, where you have your resume, you have projects, you have an elevator pitch, all wrapped in to your online brand. Everything you do inside of Foliotek is stored in an online files repository. So as students add in files, whether those are PDF documents, PowerPoint presentations, Excel files, Word docs, you name it, whatever they put inside of Foliotek, if that's being uploaded to be into career success for a particular activity or assignment that students are doing, all of that content is stored inside of this files repository for the student. That allows them to have access to those artifacts whenever they need them. So if I'm in career success, again, and let's say I'm working on this build skills for any career, particular project, assignment 2, I can choose to add artifacts in from something I did previously. So if I'm on page 1 or 2 here and I click this icon to add in content, I would have access to all the content I've already added into Foliotek to build out this particular project. This account is empty, that's why you don't see any information. The orange indicator on each of these milestones just signifies that you've begun this particular milestone. Once a milestone is completed, it is actually marked as green. If we go back into Julie's account, we'll see that she has completed 3 of the initial milestones and started 5 others. In this case, she has 5 of the 9 activities done, as indicated by the green check next to each of those activities that you could have gone through. We also have resources that are wrapped right into this career success content, same resources that were available in the Excel platform. So here we have the videos that the student could watch. If they move on to subsequent pages of those resources, we see a sample resume as well as sample interview questions. All of these are advantageous for the student to review as they go through the career success program. The focus of this particular demonstration I want to zero in on was this career success content and how it's valuable in being tied with the Foliotek platform. So the content with the Foliotek wrapper really enables the student to go through the learning process and build out a powerful online product to showcase those learning experiences and ultimately decrease that skills gap that exists right now in employability.